Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Beant, and this is my little advice corner. I'm loving this as a medium to talk about things I normally wouldn't talk about on my streams, and hopefully to give a little bit of clarity or a second opinion, a new perspective on some issues that have been brought up to me by bystanders, my friends, people in my community, and everyone in between. I have to apologize real quick before we move on. I haven't posted in a couple weeks, and I'll be honest with you, I've had a lot of stuff come up in my life in the last 2 weeks that some is good, some is great, really. Some is bad, and some neutral. It's really just taken my attention away from this for a little bit. But if I'm being completely transparent, that is not the reason why I have not posted. The reason that I have not posted is because I, a 26-year-old grown man, forgot how to use YouTube Studio. I just totally thought that I scheduled the posts to post. And here we are. They didn't. So you'll get one today, and you'll also get one on Sunday. And if you'll believe it, you'll also get one next Sunday. And they're already scheduled. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Let's get on with it. This question is from an anonymous asker, and they said, every time I try to open up about my feelings to loved ones, everything gets stuck in my stomach, and I change into a big ball of stress, and I just don't talk at all to deal with it on my own. It gets better with these subjects after some years, but if it's recent or something that really affected me, I just curl up in a corner on my own and don't talk about it. Any ideas on how to get better at this? Well, have I got the perspective for you. As someone with generalized anxiety disorder, I completely understand. I want you to know that whether you think this makes you weak or strange for not being able to communicate these things, that is so not true. I know 40-year-old married men with children who are fully incapable of expressing their feelings to their significant others, to their family members, to the people that love them, and they just curl up into a little ball and they stuff it all in their stomach somewhere deep where no one can see it, and then someday they just die, and that's how they solve it. And that is no way to live. I know that one thing that happens with me, as it does with a lot of people, I catastrophize so badly sometimes. I just know that about me, and I have tried to work on it over years and years and years, and you know what? I've gotten a lot better about it, but it still happens. It just does. It's very, very human, and those sorts of things I have to look at and say, that's proof of life. That's proof I've still got a heart in there. That's proof I've still got a good head on my shoulders. That's proof that I care at the end of the day, because I do. The reason we catastrophize is because we care about the outcome of each little interaction that we have, whether it's mundane, whether it's really important to us, if it's with a loved one, or if it's with someone that's important to you, you care. And I need you to know that this anxiety is rooted entirely in that. And that's not a bad thing. There are way worse things to be experiencing. If you didn't care, I would be way more worried. We'd be having a much different conversation. Care in a lot of these situations, though, can manifest itself as this fear of disappointment. I know, for instance, last fall, right around my birthday actually, I had to call and tell my mom that I had resigned from my job that I'd been at for a year and a half. I was doing exactly what I wanted to do. I was a videographer. I got to learn new skills. I got to work at a nonprofit. I had everything. But after a long conversation with myself and my coworkers, I had to decide what was going to be best for me and my mental health and my happiness. So even though I had this cushy job and I was doing what I wanted and it was great seemingly, I had to get on the phone and tell my mom that her 26-year-old son was now completely unemployed. And I was worried because I cared, because I didn't want her to think less of me, because I didn't want her to misunderstand why I had done this. But just like in my case, if you've thought about what the issue is, if you thought about how it affected you, and you can think of a way to articulate that somehow, even if you're just able to write it down, that's enough. Because I'll tell you what, the person that you're talking to is just as anxious about this conversation as you are, and they just don't know it yet. They care about you, and they care about your well-being, and they care about your opinion. And there is nothing that they would love more than to skip all of the middle part to where they can tell you, I love you, and it's gonna be okay. You've probably heard the saying, but it is especially apt here. A shared joy is a double joy, and a shared sorrow is a sorrow halved. They want to help you. If you have any grievance, if you have anything that is bothering you, I promise they want to help. So just try to remember that the next time you think about speaking your mind. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry again for the weird upload schedule. It is all scheduled now. I've done my research, I understand how YouTube Studio works, and I hope you enjoyed. If you've got questions, if you've got grievances, if you need advice on something or anything of the kind, there's going to be a Google form in the description of the video, and hey, you could be in the next one. Again, thank y'all so much. If you liked it, give me some feedback. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.